here mainly to listen now. I
Well,
talked enough last week.
The biggest topic is Michael and Angela. I don't know if we want to get to that yet, but
no, no, not
yeah,
Yes.
let's
no,
wait.
no, no, not yet. I want to talk about
Okay.
Sarper.
We
Sarper was spotted in LA.
Oh, well, no, more importantly, he was spotted in Burbank, where I live.
mhm.
So how did you not know? First of all, I'm disappointed in you for not letting me know that he was in your city. How could such a horrible living thing be walking the streets of Burbank and you not know?
Because I'm
Do
the
you
queen in my tower, and I live in my tower, and I
do
never
you
leave.
not have any friends in law enforcement who warned you that this walking STD was in your town?
Um, I mean, he blends right in, I guess.
Wait, so you think that a lot of men in Burbank look like that?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
walking
I think.
Instagram filter or Snapchat filters?
I mean, that's all of LA, and Burbank is technically LA, so yeah, it's you see them all the time.
So you
Yeah,
might have
Um,
Burbank,
actually
they have a lot of film lots in Burbank.
yeah,
so
yeah.
technically you might have walked right past him and you didn't
I
notice.
totally could have. I could have probably. He was probably at the Whole Foods, and like I saw him, and like I probably walked by him.
I can't even afford Whole Foods.
What?
It's so expensive there. I went to
It
go get like
is.
a.
It is.
I'm like,
The
geez.
only reason it's only for convenience, really, because like I
Yeah,
just need to take an
yeah. Like it
elevator
would be
right
next to
down.
my gym, and I'd like grab a water or something. But once I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
let
It
me,
literally
yeah.
is right next to my
But
gym.
try to make a homemade like salad there. It was
Okay,
like
I tried making pizza
$17.
from no, I tried making pizza from scratch tonight. We made it, and it like all the ingredients cost us like $72.
Girl, you could have
Dang.
just ordered a pizza from
I
Domino's for eight
know, but it
dollars
is
and it
Mhm.
would have tasted just the same. What do
well
you do?
because I made a low carb pizza, that was gluten free because I
Oh
can't
yeah,
have
you can't
gluten.
get that. You can't get that at Domino's. They don't. They don't do
No,
that.
no, and it
Mhm.
was like it was a carb free pizza that I made, so it was delicious. Um, but
But
yeah, Whole Foods is really expensive. It's just like, but I have Prime, so it's like in a way it pays back. It's like I don't know.
Oh wait, I want
okay,
to ask. I want to ask this question. So
Yeah,
Sarper said 3 weeks ago, I think, on well, maybe a month ago, on the other way that he had no interest in going to LA or to the United States at all. And was
right.
I the only one who stood up in my living room and said, "You fucking liar!" Like, there's no
Exactly.
chance that there's a chance for you to be walking
mhm.
the streets of LA and you're not jumping all over that. Like that's
Yeah,
like
bullshit.
that's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
raw food in an alley and a possum or not a possum or what is that
like a
little
raccoon.
a raccoon walks right past it and doesn't want like get the hell out of here. There's no chance. So when I
Mhm.
saw that he was here, I was like, I knew that this was one of those Ariella and Biniam situations where they
Mhm.
pretended like he wanted nothing to do with the US and then when he got here we can't get him to leave. So I knew that's what it was gonna be.
Well, for one, I feel like their storyline was getting stale. So now that he's going to be in the states, the storyline is fresh again. And then just a random note: my source said he was wearing a neon green T-shirt, so it's probably hard to miss him. And then the other thing I was going to say is,
That
In
doesn't sound like
Burbank?
something he would wear. A neon
What?
green.
Like
yeah,
unless he was, I mean, like even if he was going through a green screen, I mean,
yeah. And then real quick, and then not that anyone was going to doubt my tea, but one kind of confirmation that it was legitimate is like after I posted the tea, the next day his like dad followed me on Instagram and was all up in my mentions, commenting and stuff
wait,
in
who did
support of
his dad?
his dad followed me on Instagram.
His
Wait,
dad's alive?
that was my question.
Yeah,
Sarper, his dad's alive and using Instagram. Good for him.
he's alive and using Instagram, and he's like in the comments defending or saying how much he loves Sarper and stuff. It was kind of sweet.
Well,
And
somebody has
Well,
to love him.
yeah, is his son.
Somebody has
What,
to
what
love
are you
the
gonna say? I hate that little shit.
well, somebody has to love the little monster that you raised, sir. Somebody's
Mhm.
got to love him because we sure as hell
Save
don't.
some grease for the rest of us.
But that's why I knew when it was legitimate because all of a sudden I was on his dad's radar, and then I was like, "Tell Sarper Shabuti says hi," and then he said, "Yeah, I will." Anyway,
So we know that he's filming, so I'm assuming it's for happily ever after, right? Like I
yeah,
can't
Or House of
imagine.
Villains.
Well, they're not married
I
yet.
would
So,
definitely say it would be HGA if
well, but
that's
Yeah.
the case.
because I felt like before the 90 days, we know
Wait,
that,
what are they on right now? Sorry, I don't really follow.
well,
Um,
happily ever after and the other way are on now.
They're
They're
on
on
the
the
other
other
way
way.
right now.
they're on the other way, so it could be 90 Day Fiance
Oh, you're right,
because it's
Liz.
before 90. Then if they're here, which
Yeah, you're
if
right.
they're going to calculate it right, they would get married while they're here, and then they can to extend their term. I would
Mhm.
assume it's 90 Day Fiance, then happily ever after,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so they
right.
get married on the
then
last
last resort.
episode.
So
Yeah, then last
they'll
resort.
be
Yeah.
around for a while,
Then
guys.
single life.
Then single life, yes.
I'm just trying to figure out who exactly is like at Sharp and TLC who's like Sarper's great. He tested well. Like let's keep Sarper and Shekinah on. Like
Did
who is
you
that
say
person, right?
Th-
Who's
tasted
doing
well?
that?
It's
oh,
pretty
I
good.
just know at the end of their first season that was the word on the streets. They were telling all the pillow talkers and stuff.
Really? So
Yeah,
they think that the fans are on fire about Sarper and Shekinah. Is that what they really think?
yeah. At the end of their first season, they were all on fire about them.
So the executives are Helen Keller. They're blind and deaf, right? So they literally cannot see or hear anything that we're saying. Like nobody wants
Mm,
to watch them. They actually make my skin crawl. Like I
mm,
really,
It
really,
makes me want to take a shower every time I look at him. I'm sorry.
yeah, I feel like dirty watching it, but I
Like
also feel like stupider, like dumber because watching
mhm.
him and Shekinah interact makes me feel like I have to lower my intelligence to understand what's happening, right?
I can do the best Shekinah impersonation.
I need to hear it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Sarper is like the most amazing man ever. He is like a tub of grease that like I just like cannot wait to put in my hair.
That
There
is
you go.
actually really
There
fucking
you
good.
go.
That was
That was
actually really
funny.
good.
That
She's
was
like
pretty
the
good.
mix between Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like that was actually really, really good. I'm not gonna
Thank
lie.
you.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Who is
No,
it?
you,
Is it Statler and her that were beefing? And she was like, "See you at the tell-all." Is that those
Yes.
two?
Oh
Okay.
God.
Yes, that
Yeah.
it was. And that was a threat, right? I feel like that was a threat from Statler, basically saying, I'm gonna whip your ass at the sell right? Like
Bro,
I
she
felt
probably would. What are you talking about? Maybe that's why she got her fillers taken out.
wait,
well,
so wait. I have a follow-up. Who do you have on this fight? Statler and Shekinah. Who do you think would beat the other? Like I'm interested in that.
Statler, are you
yeah,
kidding me? She's
Sally.
from Texas.
So you think Statler would mop the floor with Shekinah?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, yes. Are you
she has a
kidding
lot of
me?
pent up anger.
She does. I honestly,
My money's on
I feel like
Statler.
she could be. Yeah, I think she could be a good little boxer.
Oh
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
like she seems like like the type that would go boxing.
I
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't see this at
and
all.
and
This is
then
so
we,
interesting.
and then we discovered Statler has a big booty, so then she's like low center of gravity.
So
Yeah,
then she
see,
probably just squats and works out. Yeah, she's gonna kick Shekinah's ass, please.
let's drop the next information that we got. So we found out that Statler was disinvited to the tell-all for the other way.
Well, I mean, that's not really shocking considering she broke her NDA.
Mhm.
Well, that and she threatened to fight Shekinah at the tell-all, which I'm pretty sure is
Yeah.
an insurance risk,
Wait, is
right?
this
Like
like true information?
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what
she
she
spilled the tea
said
on
to them.
her live thing, and then she did tell me
So did
private. Sorry,
so
go ahead.
did many couples on my season, and guess all those villains were still in the house.
Mhm.
Okay, so wait, because we know that they have not filmed this tell-all yet. So
No,
Liz,
I
are
just
you
find
saying?
that very funny just because like there's two people for sure that were breaking all kinds of crap before the tell-all and are not the nicest people and still went. So I just find that hilarious. So that's why I
So
was just
wait,
curious. I'm like,
so
what?
Liz, do you think it's a possibility that she'll still be at the tell-all because it hasn't filmed yet? Do you think this is just her throwing a temper tantrum and like possibly they could smooth things over and she might still show
Listen,
up?
if this is actually true information, it's because Sharp and TLC is under so much heat right now that it's like it's the only way they can kind of clear up part of their image, if this is the case. But
Like
it's very hard to believe.
She like I don't think she said what I'm about to say publicly, but I know privately she said the best they could do for her is if she wanted to, if she's up for it, they would do a remote with her so she could be on the tell-all remotely, but they're not going to have her in the studio. That's what I would know privately.
There's so much threats that go on behind these scenes. See, if this is the case, it's because now they're trying to cover up their image of what they allowed this whole last season, is what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
think they're just pissed at her for breaking NDA and they want to make her
So
into
did
like a
everybody else.
footnote.
Ed was bragging on
Yeah, I mean, people do that
live
all the time.
constantly
Like, it's
about,
not
yeah.
something new, you know? People do that all the time.
Yeah, I agree. No, what she did is not new, and
But
everybody's doing it.
also, she did it publicly. So it's,
It's true.
you know, like people, I mean, like, I've broken NDAs.
See, I have too, but like not publicly.
But that's
Like
what
I've
I'm
said,
saying, like
yeah,
not like where you're shouting like this happened and like, you know,
Yeah, and honestly, I've never met her or anything. I don't know. I don't know like how staff has been treated or anything behind other television stuff. I just, from my point of view, from what the only things I know, I was like, oh wow, that like, are they actually, is like Sharp actually caring about their image now, or that's my
I
head. I
mean, I
well,
don't
think with the
know.
whole Michael and Angela thing, they're gonna kind of have to.
Yeah.
well, she made some really strong claims, right? Because she said that they made her film and they had no accommodations because she has ADHD, and what else does she have, Coco? I think she's
Well,
autistic.
I have pretty, I a lot of it I have as well. I think she said she is on this autism spectrum, which I
Yeah.
am as
So
well as ADHD.
so that's why I want to get your opinion because she
Yeah,
said that they
sure.
forced her with no accommodations to film. She would needed sleep. They told her she couldn't sleep. They didn't give her anything to accommodate for any of her conditions. So how do you feel about
Okay,
that?
but
Would it
like,
be
what do you mean condition? Like, what? I mean, it's not school where they're gonna give you more time on the test because of ADHD. Like, that's
well,
the thing.
she made it seem like that's something that was expected. Like they needed to accommodate her based on
I
her
also
her
think it
issue,
depends how severe her issues are as well, too, because like not everyone with ADHD is the same type of ADHD. Is same with autism.
right?
Like people function differently. Like she could have like, you know, like obviously like triggers. Like for me, like just an example, I always have my headphones with me, like my noise canceling headphones, because like I don't like loud sounds.
Mhm.
Um, so
That's weird
I
because you live in LA. It's really loud there,
I
so
know.
you
I
have to
know.
keep those headphones on.
I know. No, but I mean, if she's like I said, it's like I mean, it just looks to me like from her behavior, like may seem strange to other people, but I'm like, no, like that's how sometimes like I'm sometimes like that.
So
I'm
wait,
not as extreme.
do you think that she's being accurate with what she's saying? Like she was forced in conditions that were not acceptable
I
for
would
her?
I would say she might feel like it was. I don't think it was because I mean that's illegal.